But let's dive into, so right now I want to talk about CrossFit because you work at Training Think Tank, right? Well, why don't you give a little backstory for me too, because I don't exactly know, what your day-to-day is like, but what is the population like, the clientele like, because you work with a lot of, I would assume everyone from, extreme beginners to seasoned CrossFitters, right? So explain a little bit about Training Think Tank and what it is that you do there.
Yeah, so I guess we can just start. Like Max created this company and named it Training Think Tank with the idea that it would be a true think tank. And so we have people who have various backgrounds. Most of us or all of us share the CrossFit background. Our niche as a company is CrossFit, but we all have backgrounds where we had one coach who worked with NFL combine athletes and like preparing them for the combine. We have another coach who, I don't want to say this incorrectly, but I believe that he was an Olympic trials swimmer in the 50 free. So like very powerful and explosive, but brings that wealth of knowledge from the swimming background. We have a couple of coaches who played soccer. I think I'm the only baseball person. We have a physical therapist. We have 2 nutrition coaches. We're bringing on 2 more coaches who have backgrounds in, one of them has a bachelor's in exercise science, and I think the other has a master's. So it's a diverse group of coaches, and we all have something that we bring to the table as our own bit of expertise. And that's kind of how we approach training our elite athletes. So we have athletes anywhere from at the elite level of the sport down to, I wouldn't say beginner, I would say proficient, but I don't know, like still new, novice, if that makes sense. I know that those are like a little bit conflicting, but like they're young in the sport, maybe only 8 to 10 months, but they've shown a propensity for development in the sport. They've picked up all the skills. They already know how to do everything. It's rare that we coach athletes who don't do or don't have the skills. So basically the structure is I have one-on-one coaching clients, and then we have an online program. So a one program to many, 2 tracks, competitive track and a wellness track. And in each of those tracks, we have various paths. So if you are in the wellness path and you want to do more aesthetic driven programming, you can follow the bodybuilding path and then work with one of the nutrition coaches. If you are more into like doing CrossFit style training, you can follow our program. It's just our 60-minute program. So in and out the gym in 60 minutes. That includes warm up and cool down. We have what we refer to as our engine path or our endurance path, which is all cyclical training. So bike, run, swim, row, whatever kind of those are kind of the typical implements inside of the CrossFit space. And then our competitive path is broken down by capacity. So elite, RX, intermediate, and we have some who we're working on a program that's a little bit more fundamentals based.
Got it.
So those are kind of the things. We do have an education system that's tailored towards CrossFit coaches. So there might be some value in there for someone who's not in the CrossFit space. But like, if I'm being honest, I think that if you're not in the CrossFit space, you would probably benefit from getting your knowledge from someone who is looking through the lens of the sport that you want to coach. Yes. So yeah, and then our elite athletes are coached by the community. So yeah, that's kind of
got it.
So it's a little convoluted, but it's a fun environment that we have.
Yes, I like it that it's very multifaceted with all these different professionals with different backgrounds, because that's really what it is to whenever you're talking about like improving someone's performance. And it sounds like all of these, even if you're on the wellness track, you have a specific goal in mind and you want to make sure that you're working and doing the things that kind of build you up to that goal and not, deviate you from staying healthy or getting injured or all of those things. So I like that you have a lot of different professionals with a lot of different backgrounds helping, especially the elite athletes, but just adding to, like you said, the training think tank, right? To bounce all of these ideas.